Hey, welcome to card number 2. Card number 2. And here's the parts that you're going to need. First, you're going to need a top fold card. You're going to need a yellow daffodil delight, a piece of twine, a piece of cardstock, and already pre-cut. All right? I started by using this itty bitty little die and running it through my Big Shot twice to give me the stars in the sky. Now, it's kind of a toss-up. If you do enough pressure to get the stars to pop out, then you end up with a really deeper marking. You can still kind of see it, but it's not so distracting. So I just pop the stars out. You could use your paper piercer. You can use the tip of your scissor. You can use the die brush. Anywho, just pop your stars out so that we get the starry sky. Now, on my first card, I stamped the moon and it just didn't do anything for me. But if you like the moon, you can add it. I'm not going to do it this time. I didn't really like it that much the last time. All right, so next, we're getting there. Let's put this part of the card together so we don't lose something. This yellow is going to go down. This is here because it's going to show through and give our stars a little color. Like so, right? Okay, we got to do some stamping first though before we do any more. Okay, so this is where you kind of set this up before you stamp and figure out where things are going to go. The only one that I want to go across on both is Santa and the Sleigh. The house just doesn't do it. You end up losing part of the house. I actually did it on one so you can see. See, I lose part of the house. You can get away with it, but it just doesn't work very well because the transition is too great between the two layers of paper. Santa and the Sleigh work out pretty well. Okay, so Santa and the Sleigh, and I used, let's see, the other inks that I grabbed, Garden Green, Cherry Cobbler, and Chocolate Espresso, which has disappeared from my table. Chocolate Espresso, where are you? Here you are. How about early espresso, not chocolate anything? Apparently that's where my brain was. Okay, and I'm going to ink up Santa and the Sleigh, and my goal is to get my split right here. It may not happen. And the world doesn't end if it doesn't, but make sure this is straight. And go ahead and kind of put Santa down. Pretty good. So see, the reins are thin enough that it works out okay. So there's Santa and the Sleigh. Next, I'm going to do a kind of a forest over here of trees. So there's my forest. And I'm going to ink those guys up. And it's kind of nice to put some paper down first in case you're going to go off. And you're just going to get your trees on. Overlapping is fine. Doesn't really matter. So now this is going to go here. And now I'm going to build my village of houses underneath here. And I kind of have to think about where things are going to be in position. So I might as well do the green one first because I have green open. And you notice that that greenhouse is kind of tucked behind it. It's okay. If you didn't want it to be, you could position it a little bit differently so it's not. I ink up my house. And I'm just going to move that out of the way and stamp it down. Now, my house is crooked because it's a little crooked on the stamp. If it's going to make you crazy, make sure that you line this up and you use your grid paper to get a nice straight house. But sometimes the roads are a little crooked in where I live, so it's okay. So there's one house. And here's two. And I'm going to use some cherry cobbler to get house number 2. There are 3 houses in this stamp set. You can use all 3 if you want. I'm bringing you back to see exactly where this house is going to go. See how that one's sort of underneath? It's okay. This one I want right in the middle. And this one I want down here, but I don't want to cover the house. So I have a mask that I made. I'm going to show you I used it for trees too. And I'm going to put this over this house. Remember, that's done with a little Post-it note. And then I'm going to bring this house in. You're thinking that does not look pretty, but it will once you get some trees going. Now, if it's too hard with having 2 trees, you can always take one off and just do 1 tree at a time. Take your time with this. Don't be rushing it as much as I am right now. And you'll get better looking trees and better looking villages, as you can tell by this one. But I'm going to get it done for you. It's okay. Now I'm going to take off my house. This is the one that I kind of messed up, the one that's down there, but we'll live with it. The ones in the front of the house look a little funky. You've also got this itty bitty little stones and some early espresso, and you can get kind of walkways to your houses and gardens. Driveways, I'm sorry, dirt driveways. Get it all together. You're then going to take this and your piece of jute, and you're going to wrap it 1, 2, 3. Tie a knot around all of them. Trim your tails. And then some dimensionals on the back. And everybody goes together. Bring you in. Pop this down. And then you, making sure you line up Santa. Ta-da! Card number 2. Okay, so this looks like kind of a happy mess over here. This looks really cute. So take some time, make your houses look cute. Ignore this one. Practice a little bit, and you'll get one that looks like that. See you soon.